Okay, welcome back. This is part 3 of the natcat photo workup. We ended last time. This is how far we got. Now I want to show you how to work on a few different things that are pretty cool. They can really make a huge difference. So we're going to work on Nathan's face. Let's take this up to 200. We're going to repair this lip a little bit. He had chapped lips that day and kind of cracked and scabby, but right now I want to work on the eyes. So we're going to take our select tool. I want to make these eyes a nice bright blue so that they really pop out at you. So we trace around the iris, the colored part of the eye. Try not to get onto the skin or any of the lid. I almost wish I had this at 400%, but this is fine. Just stay off of the skin. You don't want to turn any of the skin blue. You just want to get the iris, the colored part of the eye. We click on that. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to set this up. Here's my tool options for this tool. Add to current selection. So I'm going to click on that box. That way I can select both eyes at the same time, I believe. Sometimes these things don't work the way you think they should. It looks like it may work. We'll know when we get done. If it doesn't work, we'll have to do each one separately. Just try to stay within that. And our selection is slightly feathered. A few pixels. I should have come out a little wider, but that's probably good. We're feathered about 5 pixels, so that should be good. Now, when you use this selection tool, any of the things that you work on, or any of your tools you use, are only going to be affected on what's inside that. You can invert that and have it affect what's outside of it and not this, but that's not what we're going to do. Let's close this down now just to get it out of the way. We're going to go into colors, and we're going to do colorize. Colorizing to change the color of the eyes. Now we're going to change the hue a little bit. And I already remember from doing this past, up around 205 is a pretty nice spot for blue eyes. There's 202, 205. You know, anywhere up in there close would be good. You can see it's just clicking. They're more purple. We don't want quite that purplish, so bring it back down. And anywhere in here is good. We'll stick with the 205. That's what I used before. We did both eyes. This one didn't take it quite as much because it's more in the shadow, but that's good. Click OK. We've changed the color of our eyes. Now we select none to get rid of the selection. Now let's... Normally I would have, before I hit OK, I would have backed out just so I could see it. But I've already done this with this picture a couple times, and I know that 205 is what I used before. Now, that's not too overdone. So that's pretty good. You don't want to overdo any of these effects. And you can actually do the cat's eyes too, and I think we'll go ahead and do that. So let's go back up to 200. Let's get down to where the cat's eyes are. We've already got our modes selected to do more than one selection at a time. We'll just go around the cat's iris. I might use a different color thing here. These eyes have got some color to it. Maybe I'll just saturate these colors because I don't know that I can get the exact hue that I want by using the hue. But I know I can keep these colors the same and just saturate them a little bit more, and that'll help this set of eyes to pop a little bit. Just like that. It doesn't have to be real accurate. Just keep it inside. Now there we've got our selection. Let's get rid of that. Let's go to colors. Hue and saturation this time. We did colorize before. We'll try hue and saturation. And all I want to do is saturate what color is in these eyes. Remember, this is going to work only on what's inside this. It's if I didn't have the selection, it would do the whole picture. And that's not what we want. So we're just going to saturate these eyes. Take it all the way up to 100. That's probably overdone. Let's back out of this one size-wise just to see what it looks like. It's hard to see with the selection. That's definitely too bright. We don't want them that bright. Maybe somewhere in there. Let's get rid of the selection, see what it looks like. Select none. Yeah, that's not overdone at all. Maybe even a little more would have been better, but we'll stick with that. So that's good. Remember now, we're still working on this visible layer. So if we get rid of this layer, we're going to lose our blue eyes. The blue eyes aren't in this layer. Let me show you that. See how the eyes change? They're only in this layer we worked on. And this is what we'll copy and be our final picture, and we'll leave this on here. But we can go back and change it just by taking the visibility of that out. You know what? I don't really see a change in the cat's eyes. There has to be a slight one, but we didn't increase those very much. But that's fine. It's not overdone. Okay, so now we're still working on this layer. We got the dark blue eyes. We want to fix this lip. So let's go back up to, say, 200%. And now we're going to use the repair tool. That's the one I like the best. I got to get my keyboard over here where I can reach it and hold on to this mic at the same time. Now I've got the brush size set just perfect. You hit Control and click. This is the area you're going to copy from and use to repair this. The repair tool is a little bit different from the clone tool because it blends more naturally than what a straight clone does without leaving sharp lines. Now what I do want to do over here is change this brush to a softer brush. This got some fuzziness around the edges so you don't get a distinct line on your repair job. What I usually do on these is just click. Put it over it, click, click. Now for the next spot, I'm actually going to move this now over to here. And I'm going to click, click. Then we'll move into this darker area and maybe repair just a little bit of this. Click. I don't know if I want to do it again. I think we're going to leave well enough alone there. Now for here, see how this doesn't look natural. It comes down. I don't know if that's a red swollen area or not. So we're going to hit Control again and click over here. This time I might drag just a little bit. I just want to use the fuzzy edge of this brush and kind of smooth some of that out a little bit. Maybe no, I'm not going to drag. I'm just going to. It's not really having the effect that I want. Try dragging it up like that. Alright, I don't like that, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to do those last few heels. Just didn't do what I was hoping to do. Sometimes the heel tool when you're on an area where you got lighter and darkness, it just doesn't want to work right. It brings the dark out into the light instead of copying. So for that, let's try using the clone to itself. I want the tool up so I can see it. I'm going to use an even more No, I'm not going to use a more feather brush. What I'm going to do is cut down the opacity a little bit. Let's try that. And where do I want to copy from? I want to copy from maybe right in here somewhere. I'm going to try dragging just a little bit. I just want to cut off that rounded part there. That looks, oh yeah, that did a much nicer job. Maybe just a little bit more up into here. And you could even go up here and try to do this. I don't know what that'll look like. No, I don't like it. So you can see the ring. I left a ring. So we'll back, undo that one. Let's go up here and click. Let's go back. All right. Go back to the heel tool. And I'm going to make my brush just a little bit smaller. Down to about a 10. Hit enter. Okay, now I'm going to copy from right here. And just get rid of that little spot. How'd that do? Sometimes you need to move that out of the way to see. That's not too bad. Oops. That's not what I want to do. We're going to try it one more time. A little bit darker area here. There we go. I kind of like that. All right, let's move this out of the way. Always hit control when you move it out of the way, because if you don't, you're actually going to copy that down into here. So yeah, all right, we can live with that. So now let's close this down. I'm going to go back to the select tool just so I don't inadvertently do more healing. Let's back it back down to our 22% and see. Now you can see the crack lips have been healed. We've changed the eye color, not on the cat as much. So that pretty much wraps it up. Let's go back to here so now we can see the difference. We'll close. What I want to do is we'll just close those two down. I want to show you the difference between, this is our final product, and a visible layer. We got two visible layers. This one's going to be slightly different. But I'm going to close this down now or shut the eyeball off, so all you see is the bottom picture. That's our original. That's what we started with. That was this was our JPG that we copied from RAW, where we balanced it out to get the exposure more like we wanted, with this process in mind, by the way. And this is the final result that we got. The before and the after in GIMP. Thank you for watching.